All right, big development coming in from West Asia. Lebanon-based Hezbollah group has announced large-scale rocket and drone launches towards Israel. This comes right after Israeli military launched preemptive strikes in Lebanon after detecting preparations for large-scale attacks by Hezbollah. Hezbollah says its attack is an initial response to a top commander's killing, that is Fuad Shukr, last month. The militant group has said that they began an air attack with a large number of drones targeting deep into Israel. Hezbollah fighters have also targeted enemy positions and barracks and Iron Dome platforms with rockets. It fired more than 320 Katyusha rockets targeting 11 military bases in northern Israel. With this, Hezbollah says they have completed the first phase. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has declared a 48-hour state of emergency across the country. Gallant also briefed his U.S. counterpart on the strike, saying they are closely monitoring the developments. U.S. President Joe Biden has directed U.S. officials to continuously communicate with Israel, and national security spokesperson has reassured that U.S. will keep supporting Israel's right to defend itself. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is present at a security cabinet meeting that is currently underway. Foreign Minister Israel Katz has urged foreign counterparts to back Israeli action against Iran and its proxies. Further, Israel's Ben Gurion airport had delayed departing flights and redirected arrivals to other airports. Flights have now been resumed. As you get to know, this comes just after the Israeli Defense Forces warned Israelis to expect incoming missiles and drones launched by Hezbollah. Military spokesperson Daniel Hagari has said that Hezbollah will soon fire rockets and possibly missiles and UAVs towards Israeli territory. Now, he had added that the forces are monitoring Hezbollah's preparations to carry out large-scale attacks on Israeli territory. The IDF had already said that they are attacking and eliminating Hezbollah threats and will do whatever is necessary to protect the citizen of Israel. Now, for more on this, we have our correspondent Jody Cohen joining us on phone line. Thank you, Jody, for joining us. So what can you tell us?
So in the latest, Prime Minister Netanyahu has basically said that whoever harms Israel, Israel will harm them. That's in response to Israel's preemptive strikes on Hezbollah. Israel has said that Hezbollah was planning a major attack on the center of the country. Now, this is something new because we've seen almost daily rockets fired by Hezbollah into northern Israel. But this Tel Aviv, for example, is the economic capital of Israel, and we haven't seen fire from Hezbollah into Tel Aviv so far. Now, Israel says that Hezbollah were planning a major attack on central Israel, which seems to suggest perhaps Tel Aviv. The Home Front Command in Israel has advised all citizens from Tel Aviv up to the very north of Israel to stay right by a bomb shelter and call this an emergency situation over the next 48 hours.
Jody, is there any kind of advisory that have come in from the Israeli Prime Minister?
Yes, so the Home Front Command, this is the part of the army that gives advice to civilians, and that's what civilians are advised to look out for. They have said that there shouldn't be any gatherings of more than 30 people from Tel Aviv and north. So if you look at the map of Israel, this is geographically half of the country, but in terms of the number of people there, it's the vast, vast majority of Israelis now are being told to stay right by a bomb shelter and to limit the number of people that they gather with.
Right, now Hezbollah has also said that they have stated this, that they have completed the first phase. Now, of Israel, do we expect any kind of other attacks from Hezbollah? Do we have some information on that regard?
So we have been told to just stay close to shelters, basically, for the next 48 hours, which does suggest that they expect more rocket fire, more potentially missiles and drones from Hezbollah into Israel. We know that the north of Israel, the people there have been hearing continual sirens this morning. So far in the center, I've not heard of sirens going off, but we do know that, for example, there's a city called Netanya, which has been very quiet throughout this war. They've now opened all their public bomb shelters. I was at the Rambam Hospital in Haifa just a few days ago having a look at their underground bunker hospital. So they will no doubt be making preparations there to do operations and carry out as many of their usual activities as possible, potentially underground. We know that flights were stopped temporarily to Ben Gurion Airport. That's the main airport in the country. They've just announced that flights are back on. The universities have announced that exams have been cancelled. Lessons have gone online onto Zoom, and we know that the ambulance services they've said that they're at a state of peak readiness across the entire country.
Right, and we also know that Yoav Gallant, who's the defense minister, has in fact talked to his U.S. counterpart. What are the details we get from there?
Yes, so we know that the U.S. and Israel are in regular contact. That's been said, on both sides. And also, Gantz has said that the government has a full, broad and absolute backing from across the political spectrum. Now, Benny Gantz was part of the coalition. He is part of the opposition right now. Yair Lapid, also, who's the head of the opposition, he has come out and said that he fully backs the Israel Defense Forces operations. So there seems to be unity across Israel in terms of the IDF actions and defending the country. Israel has said that it's not interested in war, that it's acting in self-defense. And Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that he would do everything to restore security in the north. Now, remember, Israel has said that, after 10 months of war now, Hezbollah has fired, this is a number they put out recently, Hezbollah has fired roughly 7,500 rockets and 190 drones towards Israel, killed more than 40 people, including an Indian national, and more than...
Hear that from Jody Cohen, our correspondent from the ground. He said, and I'm quoting here right now, "We are determined to do everything to protect our country, return the residents of the north to their homes, and continue to follow a simple rule. Whoever hurts us, we hurt them." Now, this seems like an escalation. He has clearly mentioned that he will retaliate if any kind of attack is made on them. Now, this was in a video message ahead of a security cabinet meeting in Tel Aviv. The Israeli military said its fighter jets had attacked thousands of Hezbollah rocket launchers in South Lebanon on Sunday morning, and that they were aimed at northern and central Israel. Now, let's take a look at what Hezbollah has said. Now, Hezbollah has said that the day's attack on Israel has been accomplished. We do not know if there's any further attack that's going to come in, but this is what Hezbollah said, that the first phase is over. And while Netanyahu has vowed to do everything to secure residents of northern Israel. I'll read the statement again now, what Netanyahu said in his office. "We are determined to do everything to protect our country, return the residents of the north safely to their homes, and continue to follow a simple rule. Whoever hurts us, we hurt them." Meanwhile, IDF has also confirmed 1 dead on their side, while the Lebanon ministry has said that 1 dead in Israeli strike in south. Now, this comes as rocket sirens are blaring in the northern communities of Sasa and Horfeish in Israel. And these are the visuals that were coming in of the Hezbollah's revenge attack, as they said, against the killing of Commander Fuad Shukr. Netanyahu has said that he will do everything to protect the country, while the IDF is saying that they are attacking and eliminating targets.